This is Coaching 101, a space for growth, accountability, and transformation, where insight meets action and people learn to move forward with purpose. Another week, another great episode on Coaching 101. People, how are you, partner?
Just blessed to be here, and this is a very, very good topic we have today.
Definitely. What will be our topic today, Miss Karen?
Reframing limiting beliefs in real time. So, what
Hmm.
does that mean? We're going to tell you.
Yes. What does it mean? Well,
You Go ahead, I'll
go
let you go first.
for me, Miss. For me, Miss Karen, limiting belief are assumption we accept as truth without continuous evaluation. They often originate from past experiences, criticism, or failure over time. These assumptions solidify into identity statements. When repeated internally, they begin to shape behavior automatically. Reframing begins by recognizing that a belief is not necessarily a fact. That's
Yeah.
called understanding limiting belief.
So, exactly. That's what a limiting belief looks like. That what Daniel is describing. Now, I've been an art teacher, coach, and mentor for decades. I'm also an artist. I understand what my clients and my students are going through because I've experienced them myself. And honestly, I don't know a single person, especially not artists and musicians and actors, all of us on the arts and entertainment mountain who don't experience these kind of self-doubts, and they do limit us. We've all felt like imposters. Am I really an artist? Am I really a musician? Can I really sing? Can I really write? Am I a good actor? We ask ourselves these questions, and usually, especially at first, we come up with a negative answer to that question. And that's a problem.
Always, yes, always. Something talking to our mind, always negative. But if you have faith in God, remove those negative and just do it. Do your greatness by doing your best and share to the world, just like what we are doing right now. Miss Karen and I are having 4 podcasts. Imagine, because we love to talk and give knowledge and wisdom to the world.
Yeah.
this this is our legacy, people. Legacy. And for sure we will do this for the rest of our lives because we love what we are doing. Even we are tired, even we are busy. I'm doing like 22 podcasts right now. So imagine the load. Do you think I have burnout? No, because I have the passion of what I'm doing. I have like 150 guests every month, doing interviewing every day. My maximum interviews in a day is 20 guests. So imagine, imagine 20 guests in each day. Plus, I have my co-host every Saturday and Sunday and Friday. And I'm doing all those editing, preparing all the interviews, and many more. Do you think that I have suffering from burnout or what they call anxiety or something else? For my experience, no, because I have the discipline, I have the consistency, I have faith in God, I have the goals that I'm doing this because this is for my legacy to the world. As well as Miss Karen, for sure.
I just want to say, well done, Daniel. You're amazing. You've inspired me, and you are really an example of someone who has had the reframing of limiting beliefs in real time. He's one who's walking in what we're talking about today. As an artist, as an art teacher, every single class I'm dealing with people, I'm not good enough. And as a matter of fact, I always say this, whether it's a virtual class or an in-person class, this is a safe space. There is no condemnation and no criticism zone. We are not going to criticize ourselves, especially, or anybody else in this place, because that really hinders the creative right brain from freedom. And so, as we've been given this left brain, right brain, God gave us two sides of our brain. We want them to work together, right? We don't want them to
Mm.
hinder one another and fight with each other and never achieve the potential that's within us. And I know I asked myself, I had some good training. I wasn't born being able to draw really good. I was interested in it, but I had good teaching. And as a result of a really good drawing teacher, I learned how to draw. And I have a book, How to Draw, because I learned the steps to teach people because it taught me how to draw. Well, I was given an opportunity to have a one woman show, and it was a big show, and I had only 6 weeks to prepare for it. And I really just was this was just between me and God, because I didn't want the limiting beliefs inside of me that said, "Oh yeah, you can draw, you can make pretty pictures, but are you an artist?" There was still that imposter syndrome that was trying to attack my brain saying, "You're not really an artist. You're not temperamental, and you're not all of these things that we think of artists, right?" And so I said, between me and God, I'm giving you this show. I want some inspiration. And during worship, I got the whole show shown to me. And in 6 weeks, besides 4 children, homeschooling, working, I did the work for this show. And I really believe at that time I created some of the best work of my life. But inside, there was that sense as people saw the show and it had meaning and it had significance and had a progression and showed growth, that God really had created me to be an artist. But it didn't come automatically, it didn't come instantly. And it took really, truly a long time. And Daniel and I are having this as our legacy because we don't want you to have to struggle. We want you to hear the wisdom that's coming forth so that you can overcome these thoughts. And so we're going to share some really great tips today to show you some ways that you too can overcome limiting beliefs about yourself.
Certainly. And let's talk about the power of awareness as well. You cannot change what do you do not notice. Real time reframing requires acute self awareness and internal dialogue. The moment of a negative narrative surfaces, pause. That pause disrupts automatic thinking. Awareness creates the space where transformation becomes possible.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. That's step 1, is to just notice. Take awareness of that thought. Because usually we think, "Oh, that's just us. That's just the way we think." That no, stop. Take that pause Daniel just described. Listen to it and say, "Hmm, is that really true? Probably not."
Validate yourself, people. And let's talk about the language shapes identity. The words you use internally matter deeply. Phrases like, I always fail, or I'm just not capable. Fast behavior with identity. When identity is attacked, motivation decreases. Reframing separates performance from personhood. You are not your last mistake. And don't be afraid to commit mistake, people, because you will learn from them. Mistakes, failures, setbacks, it's a blessing. It's a blessing indeed because you will learn from those failure, mistakes, and you will be better and better in life in dealing with. But make sure you learn from it. Not just okay, I experienced failure, I did mistake, but you did not learn from it. It's useless. Those are signs that God giving you a way to be better in life. So don't be dismantled or don't be dismayed if you have mistakes, failure, or whatever coming to your life, setbacks. Those are blessings from God to make you better.
Absolutely right, Daniel. And as we notice the thought, that's step 1, but number 2 is name how does that feel? Just as Daniel
Mhm.
was saying, it's probably not true or it's an exaggeration of the truth. When you hear thoughts like you can never do that, it always happens to you. Those kind of never always statements, they come from the wrong direction. They are not the total truth. And so as a result, those are things you can say right away. No, stop. That's not true. I don't receive it. I won't accept it. And that way it neutralizes the judgment that's trying to come against you. I used to joke, all right, so I draw something and I spend the rest of the time fixing it. Or I'll put on some paint and now I spend the rest of the time fixing it. So there may be a lot of truth to that for me. That's my process. But as long as I don't stop when it's still broken, we're all right, right? I've had wonderful success in my life as an artist, and it's one of the joys to be an artist, to be a teacher of art, to be an actor. I get to act. I get to be a filmmaker, and I have a group of young filmmakers that I get to nurture and coach. So this coaching 101 is actually trying to help people understand that this is a process of growth. And so limiting beliefs are the excuses that we use. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too poor. I don't need to do this. I'm too busy. I hear that more than anything else. I can't do what I really want to do because I'm too busy. Well, what are you too busy at? How many hours do you spend scrolling through Facebook? How many hours do you spend, watching the news? I mean, are there things in your life that are truly giving you the joy and the fulfillment and helping you reach your potential that really truly following your dreams and desires could do?
Exactly. People limiting belief often intensify during emotional stress. Fear, anxiety, narrow perception, and magnify perceived risk. Under pressure, the drain results to the familiar narratives. Recognizing emotional triggers helps intercept distortions. Regular regulation restores clarity before reframing begins.
Hmm. That's good. And reframing is we've talked about recognizing the thought, being able to
Yes.
evaluate, is it true? Or maybe it's only partial true, or maybe it's something, if it's telling me I can't do something, maybe it's just that I can't do it yet. That doesn't mean it's never going to happen. And so we refuse to allow it to limit us and stop us and keep us from our potential. And certainly we don't want to repeat those negative beliefs, those limiting beliefs with our mouths, because the power of the tongue is life or death. And we don't want to speak death over our own potential or the potential of our loved ones. We want to make sure that our words line up with what we want and what we need and what is true and what is good and what is valuable.
What is valuable? Yes. And let's questioning the evidence. Every belief rests on some perceived evidence. However, that evidence is often selective and incomplete. Reframing requires gathering balanced data as what contradicts the limiting narrative. Objectivity weakens exaggeration. Sometimes our inner thought exaggerate. You're always saying, you cannot do that. You need to do that. Or you are not allowed to do that. You have no talent. But if you have faith in God, I have said, you can do it through Christ.
Yes.
Yes.
Daniel and I come from the perspective of believers in Christ Jesus, and He is the impossible working God. And He said, just as Daniel said, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. That's the truth. Can we do it without Him? No. Can we do it with Him? Yes. This is an example of flipping the script, changing the whole thought pattern that's trying to say, you can't do that and Christ I can. So you're in the war. It's like they say the minefield is the battleground. And we've all known it. We've even seen the joke, the devil on one shoulder and angel on the other. Well, whose voice, whose report are you going to believe? Which one are you going to act on? You have that choice. You have that free will to say, no, I'm stopping this thought train. I'm getting off that track. I'm turning it around because you'll be shocked at what can happen. Yeah, I did go to school in my 50s. Film school, folks. I went to learn how to do filmmaking. I saw the potential of the digital revolution. I knew it was going to be possible. You don't have to go to Hollywood anymore. And this was before it was a reality. It was just barely beginning in the early 2000s. So it's very exciting to me to see that I came in on a wave. Yes, my birthday's Monday. I'm turning 72. And you know what? My best work is ahead of me, and so is yours, whatever it is. If you're not an artist or in the arts, whatever it is, maybe you want to be a podcaster and you need to get coaching from Daniel at some point, right? You can
Yes.
learn how to do what he is doing. He's choosing to prioritize his desires. He isn't saying, I don't have enough time. He has as much time as all of you. But look what he's achieving because he's prioritizing the things that matter, what he has goals for. And as a result, he has flipped the whole limiting thought life or framework, and he is in real time creating a life that's full of joy and fruitfulness and a legacy. Well done, Daniel.
Very well said, Miss Karen, and we need to salute you for that. We love your thoughts. Very well said. Yes. So let's talk about the from fixed to growth oriented. Double applause. A fixed mindset treats ability as a permanent. A growth mindset views ability to expandable through effort. Reframing shift perspective from static limitations to dynamic development. This subtle shift alters motivation and resilience. Growth language unlock progress. Don't you think, Miss Karen?
That's so well done. Well said, Daniel. It's the secret to success of life is getting a grip on your thought life, on these limiting beliefs. And if you need help, ask for help. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to pretend it's not happening. You can get help. That's why we're here talking about coaching because we need each other. We need help. You know, I took every class. I took every class. I learned and got myself mentored. Yeah, they were a whole lot younger than me, but they knew their topic and I needed their skills because what I had goals for, I couldn't do without help. And so I'm saying, listeners, get the coaching if you need it. And if you are already skilled and you have the coaching skills and you're just ready to hang out your shingle and say, you know what? I have a talent, I have a skill, and I would love to share it, and that is absolutely the right time to do it. It's not risky to dream big. Um, you we're all there's risks for all of us. And do we do it perfectly? No, we learn as we go. And every one of us has unique skills, unique strengths. Yes, we have weaknesses. And that's why we need each other. One of the things I love about filmmaking and acting is you don't do it alone. It is a cumulative, it's a collaborative art. It's not like a painter off in their attic, or basement painting all by themselves. No, it takes a whole crew of people. If you watch the end of a movie with the credits, you can see some movies take literally thousands of people to help. Some of those CGI movies, computer generated movies take so much time and effort. But even a simple film has a great deal of crew and cast and people that have to come together to make that art form happen. So if you need help, if you need collaborators, if you need a coach, reach out, get a coach. We're even open to any questions you may have. Daniel and I, as you watch these podcasts and comment, you're welcome to give us some direction on some questions that you might have for us. Just remember, there's you can create the what seems like a mountain to climb into small calculated steps, one step at a time. Break it down.
Beautifully articulated, Miss Karen. Yes. If you need help, people, ask for help. Miss Karen and I are available 24/7. 24/7. And we will help you through the knowledge and wisdom that God given to us. So let's talk about the interrupting catastrophic thinking. Many limiting beliefs are rooted in worst case scenarios. The mind predicts failure before action begins, reframing, asking whether the projected outcome is realistic or exaggerated. Most fears collapse under logical scrutiny, and of course, rational evaluation reduces emotional intensity.
So true, Daniel. Most of our fears are related exactly what you're describing, the worst case scenario.
Mm, yes.
W- We fight those fears by facing them, right? For people that are afraid to fly, if they
Mm.
want to go visit their family who lives 6,000 miles away, they're going to
Uh-huh.
have to confront the limiting belief that says, I'm going to die if I get on this plane. Is that true? You can study statistics. You can look at the reality. What are the realities that you might have a better chance of being in an accident in the taxi on the way to the airport than you would at the airplane? I mean, that's just a statistical fact. I know that fears are real and it may take coaching and maybe even some psychiatric help to overcome some of our psychoses because we've let those thoughts get so rooted deeply in us, these negative beliefs so deep that it takes a work of prayer and Holy Spirit to get them out because it doesn't seem like the realistic statistics can solve it. And I've always said logic doesn't solve emotion, right? Emotional problems can't be solved with logic. It's like apples and oranges, they're different things. And that takes prayer. And I do have a beautiful prayer about this. If we want to share that with our listeners at the end, we can do that.
Mm. Certainly. Definitely yes. And let's anchor your purpose. Purpose stabilize belief under pressure. When you understand why you act, obstacle lose dominance. Reframing aligns difficulty with long term vision. Challenges become part of the mission, and purpose transform perspective. And for sure, you will be successful by anchoring your purpose itself.
And it is a process. If this thought has been bombarding your mind for a long time, it's not going to just take fighting at one time. They're saying between 21 and 48 days of reframing those thoughts to let them be overcome. It can take, but it can happen, and you can do it. We believe in you. We really ask for the God of the impossible to help you to reframe any negative thoughts that are bombarding you, that have really overtaken you and kept you and limited you from having the full, wonderful, joyful life that God has really ordained for you. So we have faith and we believe in you, listeners. You can do this.
You can do this, people, and stop procrastinating. You can do it. As Miss Karen said, you need a process. Reframing limiting belief is not one-time event. It's a continuous cognitive discipline. Each interruption strengthens mental resilience. Over time, empowering belief replace restrictive ones. Mastery of thought expands the boundaries of possibility. Miss Karen, would you like to plug in something?
Oh, yes, listeners. Thank you for listening to Coaching 101. We also have three other podcasts that Daniel and I do together. One of them is love letters. You can write about any relationship issues. Daniel and I will answer those questions. We also have positive parenting, which we are both parents and we're coming from our experience and training and learning what we can do to be positive parents. We also have Bible verses 101 where you can share from the Word of God on how to walk with our Heavenly Father. So join us.
Yes, people, join us. We're live every Saturday with these four podcasts. And if you don't like our live, if you don't like our podcast, please do support us on Live 365 under Universal Podcast Network, as well as on Radio Talks in the UK. So, Miss Karen, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you for having me. And listeners, we love you. God bless you.
Welcome, people. See you soon.